Good afternoon and welcome back. I'm Marcus Peter. AI's biggest contributions to human wisdom may be the questions it poses, but not the answers it generates. Humanity needs to keep developing wiser, more nimble judgment in order to put our best feet forward as we encounter competition, such as AI. We talk about this with Bill Schmitt. Bill is a prolific author. Most commonly, he writes for Phronesis in Pieces, which is practical wisdom in pieces, a Catholic journalist, educator, and marketing communications specialist as well. Bill, thank you very much for joining us again. How are you?
Oh, it's good to talk with you, Marcus.
So, I'm not a Luddite. I actually think I stay informed as much as I can. But when I saw your title, We Are Parthians Medes Elamites, I knew where that came from. And Claude, I looked at my friend and said, who's Claude or what's Claude? But that actually shows that the evolution of this technology is growing so much that I guess in some senses, it's difficult to keep track of. So let's talk about just generally the developments in artificial intelligence and how difficult it is for modern man to simply keep track of what's going on.
Well, that's certainly true. There are a lot of currents going on, not just in the world of news about AI, but even within the AI community itself. And there's messages being sent this way and the other way. That's why it was so wonderful to have Pope Leo issue Magnificat Humanitas. It's absolutely necessary. And Claude is, and the company that produced it, Anthropic, an AI company, kind of very successful startup from a few years ago. It's part of the mini wave within the AI community to say, well, maybe we should install some kind of conscience within AI. But then again, my whole argument in my essay is that the conscience is about questions, asking questions of ourselves, asking questions that tap into the wisdom of the church, etc. And the AI is not going to be giving us that kind of wisdom, only all of the knowledge that unfortunately it has vacuumed up from everything and random pieces of knowledge and data rather than wisdom. And that's what I think we have to focus on.
So one of the things you do highlight in this is the developments, in fact, all of the sources that the technological developments are creating have become by themselves a bit of a terra incognita for many, and catching up is nigh impossible. And so your exhortation is don't try to catch up so much. What are you suggesting?
Well, I think we need to get people talking about the conscience side of using AI. I think one of the great quotes that I've heard about this is that the biggest danger is not that computers will start to imitate people. The real danger is that people will become more like computers. And so I think that's where we need to situate people, even if they're not Catholic, even if they're not Christian, although the conscience is going to by definition draw them in that way. I think we need to get the AI community and secular people of goodwill all kind of asking more questions and feeling comfortable with asking each other, being part of a community that's saying, well, our real community is humanity, and let's sort out what we share together and what we need together that is not satisfied by AI.
Can you also talk about the fact that we are unfortunately trying to tack onto AI the capacity of a human conscience, which is, on the one hand, hilarious if it wasn't so
right.
deeply dangerous and concerning. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, we're also therefore trying to presume a kind of conscience in the company that's developing these chatbots.
Yes. Yeah. And that's why I started with the reference to the Holy Spirit, and to the love and the love-based wisdom that we're gifted as a species, as humanity, with, and that try as they may, companies like Anthropic are not going to be able to install anything like a conscience that brings in all of the care and question asking, etc. So yes, there's one effort to install a conscience by installing a 29,000 word constitution within the software, but that's again, that's the business of giving answers that AI is trying to tackle. But with God's help and through the Holy Spirit, we're finding answers by asking constantly better questions.
We have certain figures who are leaders in the AI world, like you mentioned, that are trying to instill some semblance of a conscience. Share with us why we cannot put our faith in them 100%.
Oh, well, it really does hark back to love, and then also how different people, the Pope says this, installing morality in AI begs the question, what morality? Whose morality? And how limited or how broad it reaches, and there's no anchorage to it, because these computers have been really just fed random data, and you can't. That's not something that will allow for a structure. It's kind of sand where you're trying to build a solid house, and no, the sand is going to shift based on the random data that's predicted as the next word in a sentence. It's a horrible way to approach conscience, whereas we as human persons are building our conscience with the help of our church, with the help of relationships with other people, with the help of the Holy Spirit and the Eucharist, and that's what the Pope is trying to say. He also mentions Our Lady, which is a wonderful reference to someone whose dialogue with the Lord included questions. I mean, she was all about questions too, and just wanted to understand.
I think based on what you've just shared, it's very clear that without the church's guidance, we don't seem to understand what a conscience really is. Could you please shed some light on that?
Oh, well, that's very true. And it's eerie that we're trying to simplify conscience at the same time that AI is trying to simplify consciousness. We don't even know what consciousness is fully in the human person, and that's where we need to lead to exploration of the mystery of the human person. And conscience, the Catholic Church says that it's a moral awareness that's given to us by God. We want to do what's right and avoid what's wrong, and that's something that's the work of a lifetime, to form and inform the conscience, and it cannot be done with a 29,000 word download of some kind of constitution. It's a download that we're doing all our life and that we're interactive with.
Well, Bill, as usual, thank you very much for joining us to share your wisdom and insight. And this was a very important conversation and one that we need to keep having. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Good to talk with you.
My guest has been Bill Schmitt. He writes on Phronesis in Pieces, that's practical wisdom in pieces. And we've been talking about AI and, frankly, what conscience really is and how it should govern AI. Stay tuned.